Folks, Janet Yellen has made a big announcement today in addressing the stimulus payments. And Yellen and other economists have confirmed that the American people should expect to save more money this year than any of the other years combined. So we're glad to see stimulus being sent out. But as it stands, interest rates goes up to around pretty increasingly high levels. 2023 is shaping up to be a good time for savers who want to stand to earn more money and save to earn more money on their cash. The Federal Reserve already said that they added a 0.25 percentage point increase in the latest in a sting of rate hikes of record high inflation. As the unemployment rate takes another 53-year low, the interest rates increases are expected to keep coming. Plus, I also want to say the next increase may come in March, at a time when people don't even need their stimulus yet. But as high prices become subsidies, the after inflation return on cash is poised to get a lot better this year than it has been for the years in the past. But through inflation, even though maybe it's starting to ease, drivers won't even really see a break on their insurance this year, with the average cost of a policy rising to almost 14. That's 14%, folks. And almost, according to analysis, the price of full coverage car insurance payments jumped to $2,000 a year. A bank rate study showed that drivers in some cities are paying around $3,000 this year for coverage. The higher insurance costs, the higher things are, the better things are for the people. The typical monthly payment for a new car is now $717, and now 40%. That's 40% higher than 5 years ago. Plus, the bank rate study examined the nation's 25 largest cities are determined where drivers pay the most in car insurance as a share of their annual income. Found the motorists in Boston, Seattle pay at least around 1 to 4% higher than usual. Drivers in Tampa, Miami, Florida face the steepest car insurance cost at 5%. One reason car insurance is pretty cheap is because they're pretty much required to buy no-fault insurance. Auto insurers charge more for those policies because they view no fault as riskier, since they must pay for a claim no matter what who caused damage. But some of the cheapest full coverage prices are in Boston, which stands at around $1,300, and rates could climb higher again, depending on how inflation impacts the economy. If inflation affects it negatively, which is already happening, we see people get more stimulus, and it's good to know that. Plus, also, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, that's her name, she said that she's on a path to avoiding recession, with inflation coming down significantly and the economy remaining strong. But given the strength of the labor market, things might not be good for the American people. Yellen said that inflation remained too high, but it had been falling for the past 6 months, and could decline significantly given measures adopted by Biden, including steps to reduce the cost of gas, prescriptions, stuff like that. And the U.S. Labor Department data released Friday showed job growth accelerated sharply, while non-farm payrolls up to 517,000 jobs and the employment rate dropped to a 5%, 53-year low. And now the strength in hiring, which occurred despite layoffs, is actually pretty good. Yellen told ABC News that reducing inflation remained Biden's top priority, but the economy was proving strong, proving resilient, proving to be healthy. Yellen said Congress wants to raise debt ceiling, to raise debt limit, warning that failure to do so will produce an economic and financial catastrophe. Something that people don't want to see happen right now in America. All I can say is that stimulus must be approved. Checks with an average value of $270 will soon be on the way to around 2 million New Yorkers. The new program passed earlier this year as part of the state budget. Now, the New York governor, Kathy Hochul, has also said that $475 million programs aimed at providing tax relief to low-income and poor New Yorkers and families. The money is meant to help combat inflation and improve affordability. The checks will go into New Yorkers who received the Empire State Child Tax Credit and or the Earned Income Credit for their 2021 state tax returns. Those eligible will get the checks by the end of October. The state has said that you don't need to do anything to get the money that you're entitled to it. The State Department of Taxation and Finance will just mail the checks automatically. If you moved recently, Hochul's office also recommends that updating your address with the tax department to prevent delays will also help so many people. The payment for the Empire State Child Credit is anywhere from 25 to 100% of the amount you got in 2021, and the percentage just depends on your income. So far, though, Governor Wolf has said hardworking families deserve the chance to succeed with some money back in their pockets, and this can go a long way for work and back to school. Pennsylvania is paying for child care services, everybody. Can also be able to claim the credit when filing state taxes in 2023. But families can be eligible for checks worth up to $630. The state child tax credit is also 30% of the federally approved expense. Now, the CPI, which charts year-over-year price changes for goods and services, also dipped in July and was only 8.3% in August. So that's good news for the economy, but it still marks 18 straight months, and inflation far outpaced the Federal Reserve's target percentage of 2%. The 2023 COLAs, everybody, will be announced in October, and based on the latest data, experts believe that Social Security benefits could go up to at least 8%.
Second row.
Sir, Speaker Pelosi, or former Speaker Pelosi, recently said that she didn't...
Speaker Emerita.
Speaker Emerita Pelosi recently said that she didn't want to be a mother-in-law for the caucus, or a mother-in-law in the kitchen. How's it been for the caucus with her in this new role?
It's been wonderful for me to be able to consistently talk to Speaker Pelosi, lean on her for her advice, her thoughts, her guidance, her suggestions, her experience as the greatest speaker of all time in the United States of America. The factual and historic record, in my view, makes that indisputable. It's wonderful to have Speaker Pelosi around and available for myself and Pete and Catherine and others to rely upon for her advice and guidance.
And now we'll hear from Bernie, who is going to be the new chair of the Help Committee and my partner in the Senate.
Well, let me thank Senator Murray not only for her years of advocacy for child care, but for the great work she has done as chair of the Help Committee. Patty raises the issue, is child care going to be on the agenda? Patty, child care will be on the agenda if I have anything to say about it. I just want to say a few words on the issue. We pride ourselves as a nation in loving our kids, in understanding that the children are the future of America. And yet in this country today, we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth, and we have a dysfunctional and broken child care system. Psychologists tell us that the years of 0 through 4 are the most important years of a human being's life in terms of intellectual and emotional development. What common sense would tell us is that we would cherish those 4 years for the kids, make sure that they have the best early childhood care that they